Welcome to the Red Pill Show.
Rob Dew here, reporting for Infowars.com. There have been some updates in the coronavirus, and I want to make everyone aware of them. Right now, there's about 17 deaths associated with the virus, and over 400 people have been infected with the disease in the Wuhan province, what they're calling now is the Wuhan coronavirus. It is a type of bronchial infection that's related to SARS and also MERS. These are also forms of the coronavirus. But did you know this? Did you know that there is a patent for the coronavirus? That's right, the Pirbright Institute owns the patent to the coronavirus, and I'm going to tell you the patent number right now. It is 101-30701, and it was invented by Erica Bickerson, Sarah Keep, and Paul Britton. They filed for the patent in July 23, 2015, and the patent was granted November 20th, 2018. Now, why is that important? Well, a lot of companies that develop vaccines must first patent the virus. Did you know the Ebola virus is patented now by the CDC? They own the patent to the literal Ebola virus. So we have these companies making vaccines, but first they have to patent these viruses. And why are they doing that? Well, a lot of people say it's because of depopulation. In fact, it was Prince Philip who once said he wanted to be reincarnated as a virus to come back and help kill off most of the population. Because in his effect, humans are bad for the earth. As you see the society we've created here, we're bad for the earth and therefore need to be eliminated. That's why you also see groups like Extinction Rebellion and others touting global warming, because that is a way to control human development and human growth. What do humans exhale? Carbon dioxide. What is the bad element? Carbon dioxide. So they have to get rid of that, and one way to do it is by getting rid of humans and human development. Getting back to the coronavirus, the area of Wuhan where this virus originated has now gone on full quarantine. People are not allowed to leave or enter the city, and they've stopped all public transportation. But is it possible, since this virus is patented and they are making a vaccine for it, that this is a man-made problem? I take you back to the SV40 virus. Never heard of it? It was named for simian virus 40, which was found in the polio shot, and it gave hundreds of millions of people here in the United States cancer. In fact, you can find videos of one Dr. Heinemann talking about the SV40 virus and how they were testing it on the Russians and how they knew it was going to give them cancerous tumors.
All right, kids, welcome to another exciting episode at 5:30 in the fucking morning. But I have to make the donuts. So all you losers that don't have a job, I have to pay for you. Anyway, it's Van Halen Friday. Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is a Friday, January 24th, 2020. The show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use at your own risk. This show is copyrighted by me. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without my written consent, or you can just ask. Finally, this show is opinionated under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice. If you are seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a license if required person in his or her field there, little Tommy. Hey, man. Wake the fuck up! No! That's his name! Broadcasting live from the lovely little quaint town of Loveland, Colorado, and on Freedom Revolution Network. Alright, it's frickin' Van Halen Friday, man. Time to get the energy up. And I wish I could play some Van Halen. I could hook up the guitar. But, oh no, you can't play any of your favorite music because that's a copyright infringement. Yes. You wouldn't want to share. No. No. You never want to do that. So, got to make every half a penny on everything we can, including this show. So, give me some fucking money or I'm going to quit. And 10% of whatever you give me is going to Janie's house, which is Steven Tyler's charity organization for sexually abused women. Okay? So there you go. I don't want to get rich. I want to change the planet. Yes. Victory shall be mine. Okay, so what's going on? Friday, I have a frog in my throat, and my gland was swollen, but it's going down now. Bought some vitamin D3 gummy bears, and I don't want to catch any viruses like the corona one. Actually, I don't know. I might have some coronas tonight, though, but hopefully they don't give me a virus, and if they do make me sick, it'll be because I'm having too many drinky poos, which is all on you. What? Hello? Calling in already. Call in again. Please. Purdy, please. Pretty, please. My computer is not working. Computer, work. Computer. It's not answering. I'm afraid to say, Alexa, call again. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault. The computer does what the hell it wants to do. La, 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 la. It did ring, but not for long. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. See? Hello. Hello.
Hey, it decided to go through this time.
Well, it did go through, but it rang like twice, and then went right into voicemail, so whatever.
Rang like 7-8 times for me, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know what to tell you. It's, for one, it's Google.
It never likes my first call.
No, so I would just say, if it don't go, call again. It should go through. I don't know. Maybe it has to wake up. It is early, you know.
Is it too early for your computer?
Yeah, it's too early for me. Fuck the computer. I want to file a grievance in Human Resources. This is bullshit.
Me too.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go to the HR department. Fuck these people.
We need to string that HR person up.
Yes. These working conditions are just unacceptable. You will hear from my attorney. You know what? I never did. I'm thinking about that. That's kind of weird that I'm saying this because something happened to me yesterday at work. And have you ever worked at a place where there's just division? And I don't mean racial or religious or anything. You know, anything that's against the law. Just the like a gang mentality. Like some people are on this side and some of the other people are on the other side and they think they're better than one another.
One of the reasons why I was very glad to leave the rat race. Because that's how every place is.
Is that how corporate is or bigger companies? Because I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because you have some people that are totally happy and, you know, either happy or complacent with their position in the work environment. And then you have the other people who are, I guess, constant complainers, is how I would put it. They don't do anything to actually make their situation better and make their workplace happier.
Well, what's going on here is that there's two different divisions in our company, and one thinks they're better than the other, but the one that is being frowned upon, I guess would be the nicest way to put it, is not retaliating or reciprocating or giving it any energy. But nonetheless, nonetheless it's there. And the thing is, it's obvious. It's obvious that which one. I mean, if you really want to get into it, which one, whatever the definition of better would be, is actually superior to the ones that think that they are. So I think they're projecting their.
That's usually the case. Yeah,
they're projecting like their inadequacies by acting like a fucking 2-year-old. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying without saying it that way. Yeah.
Well, you know, it'd be like this. It'd be like this network. You know, if somebody is not doing as good as somebody else, over that may be, then they start talking shit about them. You know, it's like that's not how you rise above and improve yourself.
No.
Kind of like you were saying. You know, you just don't sit there and whine and bitch and complain and throw mud at people. To put them down, you figure out what they're doing and you try to get up to their level. That's how you're supposed to do it. But are we all really going to be teenagers for the rest of our fucking life when we don't have things going our way, or at least behave like one?
Some of us, yeah.
Well, that's bullshit, because I'm going to say, I don't know. Well, see, because I look at it like it's my company again, and I put that stuff. I stopped that stuff before it started. I had family members working for me, and when they would work with somebody that was beneath them, they actually treated them like that. Like, well, go to the truck and get my, whatever. Or go do this or go do that. And the person that was being treated like that approached me. So I nipped that shit in the bud right away. I said, look, nobody's better than anybody else here, and you're here to help them and transfer your knowledge and get them and advance them, not to hold them back or keep them down or ridicule them.
Exactly.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that kind of crap doesn't fly.
No, because I don't like political anything, and I don't mean politics. I mean inside corporate politics. I can't stand it.
And that's why I haven't been in it for 20 years.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something to my boss. I'm not going to go to the HR guy, which is the president of the company, but I'm going to say something to my boss. I'm going to go, look, I was in here yesterday for a meeting, and this is what happened, and it makes me uncomfortable, and it's just really, if this is part of your organizational culture, that's fine, but the reason why I came here for employment was because of the reputation of the company, And this is just a very uncomfortable working environment, and that's pretty much what I'm going to fucking say. So,
Good.
yeah,
Proud
I
of
mean,
you.
they can do what they want, because then if there's one of two things that are going to happen. They're going to go, okay, we know it's a problem. If it's affecting morale and performance of employees, then we have to do something. Or they're going to go, well, okay, we know the next guy we're going to fire, and then they're going to look for reasons to fucking fire me. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine, because trust me, I will be fine on my own. I always am.
Right?
So, oh yeah, go ahead and shove me off
No
the
job's
shit.
worth.
Huh?
No job is worth being put into those kinds of positions.
No, and it's bullshit. I mean, it's literally, it's not even high school. It's grade school.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's like, when I was in high school, because I'm going to go back to it, it was like you had the freaks, who were the pot-smoking, fucking partying people, and you had the jocks, which were the sports guys, okay, and girls, whatever.
Yep.
That's what it is. I'm back in high school. Well, are you a freak or a jock? Because I got to know, are you in our gang or not? Fuck you. I am who I am, and that's it. I never got into that stuff, so...
Oh, me neither. I was always friends with a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, me too. You're a friend because I like you and you like me and we have things in common. Doesn't have to be partying and or sports, which I did both. So what does that make me? Because you got to label yourself. I mean, you don't have to, but
see, I was also part of the weirdos in the art department.
Oh, were you? You were one of those people.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hung out mostly with the freaks and the art people.
The who?
So I was a real and the art people.
No, before that. Did you say priests?
The freaks.
Oh, freaks. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, I got to get my hearing checked.
And I was also very smart. I was very nerdy, and I just didn't fit in like with any of the groups really.
Huh.
I had a little bit of each of them, and
yeah.
So I was able to cross those boundaries, but at the same time, other people in those groups would give me hell.
Yeah, probably.
Because I was friends with all the other people.
Well,
so,
that's because they were threatened by your lack of loyalty. That's pretty much it. So
I guess.
No, that's what it is.
And I'm actually a very loyal person too.
Oh, trust me, I am.
Messed up.
I am too. It just it doesn't seem to be reciprocated very. I mean, I'll be loyal until I can't, or you give me a reason not to, and then I'll walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't.
I will walk away.
Hey, you can't. Loyalty's earned and trust is earned. You just can't. I mean, I'll give it by default, but if you if you violate that or cross one of those boundaries, it's probably going to say time for bye-bye. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the time.
I only have a few really hardcore boundaries, but they are hardcore.
Right. Me too. You have to. So.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get to the point that I don't want to even go into the office and be subjected to that, let alone, well, you know what? We're having a Christmas party, and we're going to all pretend that everybody's fucking getting along and everything's great, although the one division sits, we're all service techs, but the one division sits with the one division, and the other one sits with the other one. You know, it's almost, I don't even know what you would call it, but it's almost as bad as racism. You know, and I hate going to that, but it's like all the black people are sitting over there and all the white people are sitting. What?
It's the same type of thing as racism. It's just not race-based.
Yeah, but you know what? It makes me wonder where it's coming from, because that was taught. That was taught with the people of power to have that kind of attitude with the people in the other division. That was taught. That was transferred. It just didn't pop out of thin air. Well,
think about it. We are conditioned from high school, from grade school.
Right.
We're conditioned like that.
Yep.
This is your group. This is your group. This is your group.
Right.
you stay loyal to those groups. And so when you have divisions in a workplace, you end up with that same grade school mentality because that's how we're conditioned.
That's true. But here's the thing. I've done, in the divisions, the two divisions we have, I've done both of them. And one is far superior to the other one. But the one that isn't superior is the one that is threatened in being a bunch of assholes.
Well, yeah.
But you know what it's like? It's like you got the ugly girls and you got the beautiful girls. You know, and the beautiful girls, they know they're beautiful. They don't really have to say anything. And the ones that are ugly are jealous and saying this and saying that. Well, she's a bitch and she's a whore. And the same with the guys. You know, they do the same thing. That's what it's like. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
And like I said, yeah, that's something we shouldn't have to put up with in the workplace, but we do.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say something and that's it. And I'll see, you know, if it changes, because this guy that did this isn't even my boss. But I'm trying to be as fair as I can and respectful as I can, but he's not being respectful to me. I said good morning to him, and this might seem really stupid, but I said good morning to this guy, and he looked at me and didn't even say anything. And then later I heard comments. Oh, he is. And I heard comments that about our division, and I'm like, you know, I from him, and and he's the boss, and he's got all his little minions sitting around him. So that's not leadership.
No, that's power tripping.
Yeah, that's just mental warfare. And trust me, what I've been through in my life, and with a sociopath and divorce, that's fucking nothing to me, man. And the thing is, I see right through it. I like, do you really want to go down this road? With me, at least.
With me in particular.
Right, with me. Because it was an individual thing that happened to me. The generalization of comments in my division, I don't really care. But I'm trying to be professional, cordial. It's early in the morning. You're there for a meeting, and I say good morning, and the guy looks at me, doesn't even respond. It's like, you know what? Fuck you.
That's just rude.
He's an asshole.
That's just rude.
He's an asshole.
I mean, there's no other word for it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm getting a reputation out here already, and people. I just had a good conversation yesterday with somebody, and it's really, after not even 2 years, I'm really getting a good reputation, which happened back in Illinois, but I lived there all my life. But it's already happening out here, so I'm not really too concerned about it. It's just that nobody needs to be subjected to that. You're supposed to be a leader and set an example and actually prevent that kind of stuff from happening, not encouraging it.
Well, yeah. And hopefully that guy will never rise up any further in the company. Because he definitely doesn't deserve it if he's acting that way.
No, he can't. He
not
can't.
A good boss.
No, because the guy that's above him, he's not going anywhere, and the guy above him is Albert Einstein compared to this guy, and this guy's not even close to that. I mean, he's a bully. It was almost like a bully thing.
It's another narcissist situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and trust me,
people who have those kinds of mental issues where they always have to be superior.
Well,
whether
and that's
they
what,
are or not.
It's what it is. I got a leg up, and you better kiss my ass, or you're gonna lose. And it's like, well, you know what? Maybe I will lose, but in the end, you're gonna lose. So.
Well, yeah.
Because I'll be fine.
They're gonna lose a good employee.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Or, yeah.
And trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I know
I've
how
never
to
understood why people hold so much reverence for their jobs.
Well, there's
a job's a job. There's plenty of them out there.
There's animosity, and there's jealousy, and there's, for some reason, insecurity, and then it's all being projected onto us. And then yesterday, individually to me. I'm sure if I would have walked by him and said, "Hey, go fuck yourself," that would have got a response. But no, I'm being nice and saying good morning, And he just looks at me and like eyeballs me until I walk right past him, and I just didn't even give it any more energy.
Yeah.
But I'm a
But see, you
person.
are still giving it energy.
Huh?
But you are still giving it energy, actually.
Well, only because of the comments that he made about our group, and I didn't like that. I mean, you're in a meeting and there's a cause. I finally yesterday listened to Robert Downey Jr.'s interview with Joe Rogan.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it got to the point where I thought I was listening to two yogis or something. They got into some deep shit.
Nice. Nice.
Which was really good, but Robert Downey Jr. said one thing, and he worked with Warren Beatty, and Warren Beatty was pretty much producing the film, but he was in it. I forget what film it was. And Warren Beatty kept asking Robert Downey Jr., what's your action for the scene? What's your action? And Robert Downey Jr.'s like, well, I just got to walk in and do this and do that. And Warren Beatty kept saying, what's your action? And then he would say, well, it's this and that and whatever. And finally, Warren Beatty says, no, you're in your car trying to drive to get to work. That's your action. So Robert Downey Jr. just put that into perspective for everything he does, including his life, even on a daily basis. What's my action? Which made a lot.
Cool.
Well, it's very deep, but it's also very simplistic and it's very general. But it's only what you think it is. It's almost like, what's my cause for today, or what's my mission, or what's my purpose for today.
That.
Well, yeah, it's not the things you're doing to get through the day, and you get at the end of the day, well, what'd you do? Well, I did this and I did this. It'd be more like, what did you accomplish today? What was your purpose today? That'd be a better way to phrase it, and you should have a good answer for that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the beginning of the end of the day. It's, at the end of the day, you look at, okay, what did I accomplish? Did I help people today? Did I change somebody's life? Things like that. And then that's at the end of the day, though. So how do you start your day?
Right.
What's your action? I like that.
Well, if somebody would ask this, like, i.e., what's the show about? What's your action? It's to wake people up. It's to make you think different.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, how I do that, whether you and I are talking about something at work that I say doesn't bother me, that bothers the fuck out of me by unprofessional behavior with people with power, is really not, that's not my action. That's not my purpose. It's not, I'm not trying to call somebody out specifically and that's my goal for the day. It's not. It's actually, my action at work is to get along with people that I work with and work for, i.e. customers, and do my job to the best ability that I can every day. That's my action at work.
Yeah, but as far as that relates to the show, you are getting people to look at their own work situation and see what boundaries are being crossed and what needs to be changed to make it a better place.
Right. Because, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit, especially with people that think that they're stuck. And especially, no offense, women. Well, I got a kid to feed. I'm a single mom. Or I can't lose our second income because my husband can't take care of us. So I gotta accept being treated like shit. No, you don't.
Yeah, see, and talking to me about that particular little line, there is no excuse.
Nope.
I mean, yes, I understand the fear. Fear is a valid excuse. It's a valid reason for staying. When a woman leaves, it's the most dangerous time because that's when they really come after you. But as far as financial situation, as far as housing situation, things like that, all that kind of stuff can be replaced. So you need to get out. And regardless of how hard it is, are your kids better off in that position, or are they better off being poor? Are they better off with a mother or without a mother?
Mm-hmm.
So sorry that particular topic is just one. I have a lot of issues with people who say they're stuck and they just can't do anything because they can't take the risk. If you never take the risk, you're never gonna change your life.
Well, in my opinion, you're taking more of a risk by staying there and being subjected to that stuff, because although that company may survive for longer than you think it's going to, which for I don't know how can that can happen, but it does. But you're probably going to lose your job in the long run anyway.
That or your mental fitness.
Well, that too. Your health, your mental health, and probably your physical health.
Yep. One has effect on the other.
Yep. But it's just inexcusable. It's unprofessional. It's ridiculous. It's childish. It's immature. It's just really bad. and it's like, you know what? You can talk all you want about me and my coworkers and everything else, which ironically is your coworkers, but nonetheless, you're drawing the line in the sand and whatever. But I'm trying to get along with everybody, because that's why I said the Christmas party, I'm really seriously thinking about not even going. It's all fucking crock shit.
I don't know. The whole Christmas party thing, that's another whole subject.
Well, a lot of companies don't have them anymore. And when you do have them, and they're really most people go there. My company still gives a Christmas card and a Christmas bonus, which is even beyond a party. But there again, it's the same thing I did. Yeah. I told myself, I will not have this business open if I can't have a Christmas party and give out a Christmas bonus, or we're done. But my Christmas parties weren't all sitting around talking shit about each other or dividing the room in two because there were separate divisions. And it's like, and they think that they're like really above everything, and they're not. It doesn't take nowhere near the talents and technical abilities to do what we do compared to what they do. That's just what really gets me. It's just like, because like I said, I did both.
They're just jealous.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I did both. I know. So I don't know, whatever. But it's
maybe they just wish they could do the higher level tech stuff.
Well, they probably do, but you know what? The only person that's stopping you again is you. So you really want to do this?
Exactly.
Then go do it. Then do it. Go get your EPA certification and go to some classes and learn what I do, and then see if you can survive, because most people can't. It's a very hard job.
So do you actually like go in and fix machines and stuff?
I fix
I know it.
I fix heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, ice machines, reach-in coolers, walk-in freezers, make-up air units, ventilation systems, make-up airs, exhaust fans. As far as equipment goes, is pretty much it. But what you need to do all that is you need to know electricity, you need to know plumbing, you need to know thermodynamics, you need to know some physics, some engineering. Not to mention, you got to be able to diagnose things, then change parts. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you need to do compared to what these other guys do, which is nothing more than electrical, probably gas pressure, and changing parts.
Wow.
Yeah. Not even close. And like I said,
I honestly, I never even knew that you needed all that kind of stuff for those kinds of jobs.
Oh, yeah, we're the jack of all trades. That's why electricians, everybody wants to be an electrician, okay? Listen to me, dumbasses out there that want to get into trades. Well, I want to be a plumber. Well, here's no disrespect, okay? I've been doing this for 37 years, okay? So I've been around all the trades. Plumbers are nothing really special, okay? Yeah, they take care
Except when your toilet won't flush.
Well, exactly. And also, don't bite your fingernails. Get it?
Ew. 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 Ew.
Oh, we got to throw some humor into this.
That just totally grossed me out. Oh, man. That was not okay.
I can't believe what this guy
Okay,
said.
well-
I'm having my cereal. He says, don't bite your fingernails. This guy sucks. I quit. Fuck you, Tim. The show sucks. The first time I listened
Bad
to it.
mental image.
Oh, it's perfect, though, if you visualize it.
Oh.
Especially if you're
Anyway.
if you're eating Cocoa Puffs or something like that. Whoops.
Oh.
Or a chocolate donut
wrong.
with frosting. Yummy. Anyway. So it's one of the few times you got me to laugh. And it's nothing new. I just usually don't laugh at my own shit. But a plumber, everybody, I want to be a plumber. Yeah, you'll make good money. Yeah, you'll probably be in the union, and you need to be licensed, and you actually do provide to the health safety of the public. I mean, you do. It's a very important job. Don't get me wrong. But nobody really wants to be a plumber per se, and everybody wants to be an electrician. Well, why don't you be an electrician and make $1 million? I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. Electricity is not that dangerous if you know what it does and how it works. Because everybody's scared to death of getting
That's exactly
shocked.
why I'm terrified of it.
Yeah, it's nothing that is really complicated. I mean, I could stand on now I don't recommend this for anybody, but I could stand on a bucket and grab a wire and I wouldn't get shocked. There's a reason for that. See, but if I'm standing in a puddle of water and I grab a wire, no, don't try this at home. I'm going to get shocked. You just need to know what you can and cannot do and how electricity works. So, because they were talking about this on the radio yesterday about a guy, dream jobs, and a guy said, I wanted to be a master electrician, and I became one. And the DJs, it was on a Rick Lewis show, and the DJ, or the counterpart or whatever, asked the guy that called in that was a master electrician if he still had his eyebrows. And it's like people envision electricians always getting electrocuted or dying from electrocution. And to be perfectly honest with you, when I got my OSHA 10 card and they showed how people got hurt and killed, it was because of stupidity.
Well, it always is.
Right. It was stupidity. So, but people want to be electricians, and to be perfectly honest with you, and this isn't all of them, but most I've run into really don't know what the hell they're doing. They can bend pipe, and they can hang panels and put breakers in and wire outlets and all this kind of shit, but they really, beyond that, most of them don't know anything beyond that. Where the money and the talent lies is if you're a control guy, because electricians run the power and the breakers and provide the service and all that kind of crap. The people that fix the stuff that work on electricity that have a lot of controls are the people that make the money. So on top of that, that's what I do. I know electricity. I know how to run a circuit, so I could be an electrician. I know everything about disconnects and amperage and circuits and ampacity and blah blah voltage, all that shit. I know everything about it because I need to check that before I can work on what I'm working on. But now when I'm working on what I'm working on, now I'm a control guy, so now I got to figure that shit out, and I got to diagnose it, and then not to mention that I have to be is it installed right? I have to check the duct work. I have to check gas pressure, voltage, amperage, and then let's say I got to change a compressor. So then I got to be EPA certified because I got to recover the refrigerant out of it because I got to have it empty. So then I do that. Then I got to know welding. So now I got to take my torch because I got to unsweat or unbraze all the copper connections to get the compressor out. On top of that, when you pipe and run piping, and people are scared to death of this too, gas. Oh my God, it smells like gas. We're going to blow up. I can't touch gas. I'm going to blow up. No, not really. But now I got to be a pipe fitter because now I got to know how to connect the pipe, not to mention maybe run some of it to the unit if it's a new unit or if it's an addition to supplemental one. I got to run the gas line to the unit and know how to do that and fit it up and connect it to the rooftop. So I got to know that too. So
You definitely have to know a wide range of skills for your job.
Yeah,
I never would have imagined that.
That's why most people don't stay with it, because you really have to be an expert on every area of the field, and the qualification or definition of an expert in one field is 10,000 hours, which is essentially 5 years at 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So just take every single one of those, and you have to be a quote-unquote expert in that. And then not to mention, everybody has, like ice machines, everybody has a different way of doing it. And then some are better than others, just like a car or a guitar or a computer or whatever. Everything's different. You got to learn what's the best. So you finally learn what those are. Then you got to learn all the different names of the fucking parts because everybody calls them different. And then customers will ask you, well, Tim, what do you recommend? And I say, well, I recommend this. But it's not just because it's a monetary thing or I get to sell it. It's because from my experience and knowledge and working on all this crap.
Right.
But what you need to know is a HVAC, and there's not a lot of guys that are HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning techs, which just basically does heating and air. There's also the refrigeration aspect of it. And there's not a lot of techs that do refrigeration too, in which my opinion is refrigeration is much harder than just HVAC. And if anybody wants to argue that, I'll fucking argue that all day long with you. So even in the own realm of what we do, there's still a little bit of division. And oh, you're a refrigeration guy? Yeah. You're an HVAC guy? Yeah. Whatever. Rooftops are way much easier than refrigeration systems. But if you can do both of those, and then the other thing to it is food equipment, which are fryers and ovens and anything that gets hot. I can do that too. So my marketability is like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Yeah. And that's what I did in my business.
You're like I am with websites and computers. And
right.
Stuff.
Right. Yeah, while being a webmaster, you still need to know what a computer does and what RAM means and a hard drive and a processor speed and all that shit and storage. You need to know all that.
Oh,
just bandwidth, fucking you. The more that you know, what's that?
I said, plus a whole lot of other stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just not. Well, just give me what you want. I'll make a fucking web page and we're done. It doesn't mean it's gonna work because you don't know what the variables are, specifications, what they want. Because if they tell you right away, well, we wanted to do this and that and everything else. Well, what do you have? What's your hardware? What's this? Whatever you ask. And well, no, you can't do that, and here's why.
Yeah.
You just put yourself into the expert field, and your marketability and your value has just gone up to customers.
Oh yeah, well, and like most of my clients, they hire me originally, to build a website, and then they start finding out all these other skills I have. And it's like, that's how I end up with long-term clients, is because they find out all these other useful skills I have beyond that web build, that site build.
Yeah, there you go. And then this network, you guys starting this network, it's only in its infantile stages of months, and you're going to look back 5-10 years from now and go, oh my God, what were we doing? Well, you were doing what you only knew what to do. So...
yeah.
I mean, you just can't throw this thing up and go, okay, guys, do your show and see you later. No, well, no. You got to evolve with it and learn and grow and learn what to do and what not to do. So.
Yeah.
But when I had my business.
Improve your processes.
When I had my business for 20 years, and what I'm speaking of, my customers go, if you can fix our food equipment like our fryers and ovens, because we can't find anybody, and this was in Chicago suburb. If you can fix that stuff half as good as you're doing on the other stuff, which is refrigeration and HVAC, you can have our business. So that's what the customer was dictating and market was dictating. And if you really think about it, if you have one guy that can show up and you walk in the door, hey, Tim, I know I called on the walk-in, but my ice machine's acting goofy, and then can you look at my fryer too? Sure. One guy. Most companies, well, I'll stay here and look at your walk-in because I'm the reefer guy, but you're going to have to call the food tech, or I'll look at your ice machine too, but you're going to have to call the hot side and get a tech out here, which is another salary, another truck, more workman's comp, more this, more that, travel time, the whole 9 years, plus it's a delay because he's got to get there, and he's probably not going to get there for a few hours because he's on another job. So the efficiency of having an all-in-one tech is the best way to explain it, is worth its weight in gold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but nobody fucking gets that.
Not anymore.
I offered to do hot side stuff here.
People that were jack of all trades.
I offered to do hot side stuff where I'm at, and they shot me down like I wanted to go, I don't know, into a fucking Muslim church or something. I mean, I don't know what analogy to use, or a mosque. I mean, it's like, oh, no, that's forbidden. You can't do that. You know, it's like,
wow.
Oh, yeah. No, just totally shot it down.
How companies hurt themselves when they've got real talent.
Well, there's another story to that, too. So I was getting interviewed for a job position here as a service manager, and they approached me. So I spent over 5 hours meeting two different people, and then finally it was going to go to the big guy, and they offered me the job. And they said, we'll pay you $75,000. And I'm like, I can make more than that doing what I'm doing now, and the people that are working for me underneath me will make more money than that. So right there's a power thing where my subordinates are going to potentially make more money than me. Well, so they're going to tell me to go fuck myself mentally without even saying it. So you're setting me up for failure. And they go, well, what do you want? And I said, well, I don't really know, but that's not enough. What?
I said, yeah, they will, because they're going to realize it, and they're going to realize that they're, and so why should they not be doing something else? I guess is basically where my brain went.
Well, this lady said, all right, well, are you open for an interview with my boss, which would be the big guy? And I said, sure. Well, 6 weeks went by, I didn't hear her, and I contacted her very nicely, and I said, I haven't heard anything, so here's my counter offer. I said, I want $85,000 a year, and they had some bonus structure, and I don't believe in bonuses at all, because the people that are going to get the bonus are going to manipulate the numbers so they get the bonus, but then the people that are giving the bonus are going to try to manipulate the numbers that you don't get the bonus. So you're really not taking care of business, which is taking care of the customers. I don't like bonus structures at all. I've never seen one yet that is productive for the company, period. I just haven't. So I said, just pay me $85,000. That's it. Give me 3 weeks paid off time, including vacation. And if you insist on a bonus structure, just take it and give it to my employees underneath me and divide it up. So she responded and said, I already filled the position. So they didn't even give me
thanks for letting me know.
Exactly. So then again, I'm like, do I really want to work for this company? How about no? So if they ever get a hold of me again, my $85,000 just went to $100,000. They have no idea the talent that they just lost.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really stupid.
Well, yeah, but see, that's my industry. There's nothing but a bunch of fucking morons in this industry.
Wow.
I took $10,000. I don't. It can sound like a narcissist, but these are the facts. I turned $10,000 into $30 million over a 20-year period.
That right there is proof enough.
Yeah, and my income, my taxable income with my S corp, was $330,000 a year at the end. Well, not at the end, for like 5 years. So the numbers speak for themselves. It's like, here you go. I still have my company books. You want to see them? Here. You think I'm talking out of my ass? Here. And these are from my accountant and from me running my business because I use QuickBooks. So it's all legitimate in real time. Here's the proof.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they just let me go like, oh, well, whatever. Really? Okay. So, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm being pushed again into fate where I'm supposed to do this on my own. And if that happens, then it happens. But I'm not seeking it out. But you know what? If you push me off the ship, I'm going to swim.
Yeah, I'm not going to drown.
No, and I'm not going to kiss your ass and, oh, I'm sorry.
For a while, but
yeah, I'm sorry. You can ignore me and give me the eyeball when I say good morning and you don't say shit back to me. You can still do that.
yeah, no.
I'll be submissive. Where's Mr. Gray? Whatever.
Yeah, no.
It ain't happening, man. It's not happening. It's just not me. So, and every time I've taken the, I don't want to say the higher road, but the more challenging road, non-compliance, it's always worked out. It's always worked out for me. So.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
No job is worth that kind of stress and aggravation.
Well, it's just a matter of lack of respect. Just because you have a title doesn't mean that you're better than me. And I may be making more money than you, but it's not about the money either, because everybody puts their status on their income. And your income really has nothing to do with it.
Mm-mm.
Your income, I tell people this all the time, and they go, should I go into business? And I go, why do you want to go into business? And they go, to make money. I said, no, you shouldn't. Well, why? Because if that's the only reason you're going into business, you're going to fail. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yep.
Money is a second reward, or a reward for what you're doing by providing a service or product to your customers. The more money you make, the better job you're doing.
Right. It comes as a reward for doing a good job. I don't know. I mean, my views on money, and it's just not that important. What are you doing to improve yourself, to improve other people's lives, and are you doing a good job at it? And is it making you happy? Is it fulfilling you emotionally?
Well, this network,
if it's not,
you're
going to end up being unhappy. You're either going to quit or get fired.
Right. Well, a good example of that, too, is, of course, what's happened to YouTube. They turned everything into money. And this network would be a good example, too. Because if you guys start pushing, well, you got to get this and you got to get sponsors and you got to get commercials, you got to this, you know what? I'm trying to do a show, okay? And as time goes by and you get more listeners, then you'll attract people that want to advertise on here because they want to sell their shit because people are listening. So
exactly,
you got to stay again with, what's your action, what's your purpose, what's your cause, and stick with that, and the money will come. But if you guys start saying, oh, you got to get sponsors and commercials, this or whatever, it's like, you know what? No, they'll come. They'll come.
Yeah. That's why we don't stress a whole lot about it. I mean, we do because we could use the income.
Well, that's
to
life.
Pay for this new video programming and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, people are watching us, and
apparently
they're seeing our growth. They are seeing our growth, and at some point, it's going to become attractive, and they are going to start coming to us.
Right.
That's why we don't stress a whole lot about it.
I'll share my story with you. So I had enough money. Okay. No job 2 weeks before Christmas, and I have a family to feed, 2 kids and my wife. I bought my groceries on my personal credit cards, refinanced our mortgage from 8% or 7% to 14%, unsecured cash equity loan, netted like $10,000. That $10,000 funded my business and had to feed my kids. I figured the math out, and it was going to last me about 90 days. Well, I got to about day 80, and the money was dwindling down. And I got down to about $100 in the company account. Didn't have anything in my personal account. Credit cards are maxed out. Is about it. I am not kidding you. Within the next week, my phone would not stop ringing off the hook. I was experiencing
You made it through your trial.
Yeah. And I was experiencing 100% minimum growth rates. My cash flow was negative because more was going out to pay for the new business than what was coming in. It was crazy. It was just insane. And I didn't do anything but stick with my focus, and that was take care of customers. And it just, the word got out, bam. You know, I wasn't going around selling my stuff. My reputation preceded me. Everybody knew. Just word of mouth got out. And that was it.
Yeah.
That's all it took. So
when I first started as, like, when I actually, like, opened myself up to working from home and not working for the man anymore, I was actually on unemployment, 2 kids on my own, and I decided that while I had that income, that small amount of income coming in, I was going to really start pushing myself and my work. And I'd already been doing it for about 5 years, 5, 6 years at that point. And I was doing it on the side, though. I was still working regular JOBs.
mm-hmm.
And I took that opportunity, and I never looked back.
There you go.
You know, and that was back in 2003.
Yeah, I just think people got to.
And so I used
Mm-hmm.
I used that small amount of income that I had from the unemployment to cover my bills and focused on getting my shit together. And I've been doing it ever since.
There you go. I just think people need to persevere and have some confidence and just do it one day at a time and never forget why you're doing what you're doing. And that's it. It's really as simple as that. So.
Right.
All right. Well, speaking of work and all that crap, I got to go. So it's.
Yeah, I know. You got to go to work early.
Yeah, I got to get to Greeley here by 7. So I really got to go. I'd love to sit and talk about this more because it's another fascinating subject that you and I, again, didn't plan on talking about. It just got into that. But I really encourage people to.
I totally thought we were going to talk about coronavirus today with the way you started the show.
Hey, I just did that to make people think because that's a bunch of fucking horse shit that all that viruses and shit are in the vaccines, and it really pisses me off. But I just throw that out there to make people think, and it definitely grabs their attention for the beginning of the show. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. I was all ramped up, ready to talk about it, and then we ended up on that.
No, because my mission is not, my action or mission today was not to attack the vaccines and the. I just can't believe you can patent a fucking virus before you can get come up with a cure or whatever. Because right then and there, those people should be liable because it's their product and their patent. And it's going around killing people. What the fuck? If I made a car or some
Thank
kind
you.
of gizmo that went around killing fucking people, but I can't fix the problem until I patent it first, that's the biggest retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are you
Oh, I have all
serious?
kinds of thoughts and things to say about it.
Well, I know, and I'm sure.
But that's another show.
I'm sure your partner's like jumping up and down, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he played that." What? Because she's really into this stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, she's really into it. She's like an activist about it. So, which is great.
Oh yes, she definitely is.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
all about
And
it.
I'm
but
definitely an activist for medical freedom.
yeah,
So.
I know all about it.
And I like calling the government out on what they're doing wrong. So.
I was just surfing last night, and InfoWars had that right on their front page, and I played it, and I'm like, whoa. I go, I have to share this because this is bullshit. So
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, so and
That
there
was
was
awesome.
more. I didn't want to play a 7-minute interview with because after I stopped it and I edited it or chopped it, there's more to it, and they were talking about some guy that worked at Merck or whatever and tested to see if the SP40 was actually in the virus because they couldn't figure out why there was a big rash or epidemic or pandemic of it, and sure enough, it was in the fucking virus. So it's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is fucking bullshit. And you're going to come after me for doing something. I'm not killing people. Really?
Right.
Giving them cancer, testing it on Russians. No wonder why the fucking Russians hate us. Really? I mean, it's just, it's not even humane. It's beyond comprehension. And then when you play something like that, oh, that can't be true. I go to the doctor, and nothing against doctors. I go to the doctor and the nurse and whatever because they're taking care of me because they're giving me my vaccine so I stay safe. Really? SP40 virus and cancer viruses?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Yeah, I have. I mean, obviously, we come from a generation where getting your vaccines was normal because we only got a
Yes.
few of them.
We couldn't get into school without them,
But
so they told you.
nowadays,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something we were told when we had kids. Your
Yeah.
kid can't go to school unless they have their vaccines up to date. What are we going to do? Pull our kids out of school and homeschool when we've got to work a 40-hour-a-week job?
Right. Well, I'm going to have to cut this loose because I need to go invent
Yeah.
something and patent
Got to
it.
go to work.
Well, and I got to go invent something and patent it
Oh.
that can potentially kill people. So then when I get the patent, then I can come up with the cure. So fucking whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, create the problem so that you can look like the hero.
And make more money. Yeah, create the problem, make money off of it, and then create the result or the fixing it or whatever it is, and you make money off of that too.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Fucking believable. All right, yeah, I gotta go. So I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. All right.
You too.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. All right, so I gotta go. So I'm getting in a whole different subject, but yeah, the point of it is that I think everybody should start their own company. I don't think anybody should be treated with disrespect by anybody in the workplace or any part of their life, that matter. And you need to stand up for yourself. There's no reason to be beat in submission because that's mental warfare and leverage and just somebody trying to stay one on top of you because they think they can. And they only can if you let them. So if you're stuck in a corner, you're not moving up, and it's not you, and you're just being suppressed, then you need to do something about it. And for me, it was to start my own company, and I never regret it. And I would do it again if I was forced to or I had to. But it's a big reason why I do this show too. So if I didn't stand up for myself, voice my opinion, not play the game, not be a lemming, you wouldn't be listening to me. And hopefully I'm making sense and I'm motivating you to do something productive and don't let people manipulate you for their benefit by keeping you down. That's it. I got to go. Time to make the donuts. And the only Corona anything I'm going to have is a fucking beer. So have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And I will see you Monday morning at 6 a.m. You've been listening to the original Red Pill Show.